Hello everyone, welcome to Tokyo, and to start with, look at this amazing confectionery here. I'm at this store that makes really good dessert, and I'm on the way to my judo training right now. Hey, right, so this is a new format for these videos because I simply don't have enough time to sit down and record with a script, because I'm just busy with work and stuff. So I figured that the only time I really have to make these videos is when I'm walking from my office to the dojo where I train judo. Right? So that's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a little bit awkward because I'm literally walking around with a phone on a little handheld gorilla tripod thingy, and have the back of the camera looking at me. So it's kind of, people can see that something's being recorded anyway. And Japanese people are used to seeing weird people and weird things, so I guess it shouldn't be that much of a problem. Okay, but I hope you can hear me because there's noise. Anyway, by the way, welcome to Tokyo. Let me show you around. If I see something interesting, I'll point it out to you guys. But anyway, in this video, I wanted to talk about a new concept, or rather an interesting concept that came to my mind recently. And it's this thought that decades are made up of days and weeks, right? Let me say that again. Decades are made up of days and weeks. The way you spend a typical day or week is how you spend the entire decade, right? If you skip a few workouts this week, for example, and you think, oh, I'll catch up next week, don't be surprised to wake up 10 years later still being fat or skinny, right? Whichever you don't want to be. Or if you procrastinate on certain tasks from a given week to the next week, then don't be surprised if you wake up 6-7, you basically piss 6 to 7 years down the drain and achieve only a fraction of what you could in that whole decade, right? Just look back on the last 12 months or the last 10 years of what you've achieved. And if you're young, maybe you don't have the advantage of that hindsight right now, but if you're above 30 or so, you probably know what I'm talking about, right? We all think that 1 week doesn't matter, or 1 day doesn't matter, or that you can catch up on stuff, or that, I deserve a little break here and there and whatnot. And that's fine, that's true. But on a given day, on a given week, how are you really spending it, right? And if I were to tell you that the way you're spending today, if that's going to be the template of how your entire decade goes, how do you feel about that, right? When I had this realization that the way I'm spending my days is literally a direct extrapolation of what I will look back on 10 years later, then it really lit a fire under my ass, right? And that changed how I think about productivity, how I think about effort, how I think about time management, everything. Because here's the thing, I believe that human brains are not really capable of planning or thinking in terms of months or years. In fact, I would say even 2-3 weeks, human brains are just physically incapable of really understanding how much time that is and what that means. I think as a human, the most you really understand is like one day. We're pretty primitive brains, right? So I think we can plan in terms of a day or at most a few days, a week max. And beyond that, we really don't have enough capacity to really be able to make a plan like, oh, I'll catch up on this or I'll catch up on that, right? So what I'm coming to here is stop thinking in terms of months or years, right? Look and really take a look at how you're spending this day and this week. And if that is a reflection, if that is a picture of your entire decade, of the entire 10 years from now, right? What does that tell you, right? So yeah, that's the thought for the day. For me, it's a thought of a lifetime, basically. And the reason I make these videos is so I can share what I wish I knew with my past self, right, with my younger self. And some of you might be younger than me, some of you might be older than me. It doesn't matter, right? But if I had known this, right, if I had learned to think about time in this way, I think I would have achieved a lot more, right? So of course it's not like a done deal. I realized this and now I'm slowly eliminating things that I used to do with my time and adding certain things that I didn't do with my time, right? To make the most of my decade. But anyway, I hope this video is getting too long. I hope you get something valuable out of this video. If you don't, then well, whatever, you do you. Anyway, cheers, and have a nice rest of your day, evening, whatever. Leave a comment or don't, up to you. And here's one last look of Tokyo. That's the Kodokan building over there. You can see that big red star at the top, right? I guess over there. And that's the dojo where we practice at the Kodokan. So I'll see you there, and I won't see you there, sorry, but yeah, that's where I'm going. And yeah, there's a roller coaster right next, and when we practice we can usually hear people screaming from the roller coaster. So yeah, fun times.